face Shakur Stevenson. He's fighting Teofimo. You mentioned both of them. Who's winning this fight?
Yeah, I fought Shakur, and he's a hard guy to hit. Yeah. You know, it looks very simple, but it's not.
But it was good, Roy. It was good, Dre. I've been feeling good. I've been sharp. I've been focused. Training camp going well. So now we just wait on the day. I'm ready, and I'm definitely coming to.
At first glance, Shakur Stevenson can be easy to misunderstand. He appears to retreat more than advance, relying on sharp jabs instead of swinging for knockouts. To casual viewers, and even to certain opponents, his style can seem cautious, controllable, even dull. But that sense of dullness is deceptive. It's a deliberate illusion meant to draw aggressive fighters into a situation they don't fully grasp, one that slowly turns into a frustrating and punishing experience that doesn't end until the final bell sounds.
When you think about the fighters who are fighting now, can you give me your 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 when it comes to the lightweight? Who you would put where?
As of right now, the two guys, the biggest puncher, I feel at the 135 will probably be Gervonta Tank Davis. But the most skillful fighter at 135 will be hands down Shakur Stevens.
What is it about him? Because I know he have a lot of good attributes, but do you think he has enough power to sustain?
Well, it's really all about skills. Pernell Whitaker wasn't a huge puncher, but he was, very exciting, very tough, and he fought everybody. Shakur is trying to do the same thing. He want to fight the best they got out there. I believe his contract is coming to an end, so hopefully we can come together and I can take him to that.
Teofimo Lopez will step into Madison Square Garden on January 31st, carrying the belief that he can break through what he sees as a fragile defense. From his perspective, Stevenson looks like a mover, someone without the power to keep him at bay. However, there's one person who understands the reality better than most: Oscar Valdez. Valdez didn't study Stevenson from a screen. Spent 12 grueling rounds experiencing the frustration firsthand. Now, he's offering a stark message to his friend Teofimo. Don't trust appearances, because what seems easy to figure out from the outside becomes nearly impossible once you're in the ring.
Yeah, I fought Shakur, and he's a hard guy to hit. You know, it looks very simple, but it's not. But I've seen Teofimo train before. He's a complete athlete. So if I'm being very honest, man, it's a 50-50 fight. It's a stay away bet for me. I wouldn't bet either or, because you never know what's gonna happen on that chess game, because that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a chess game.
Oscar Valdez warned that Shakur Stevenson is far more difficult than he appears, explaining that openings seen on tape disappear once the fight begins. He said Stevenson controls distance so precisely that opponents always feel just out of range, even when he's right in front of them.
You know, people think the fight with Teo is either going to be you delivering a masterclass
or a knockout by Teo.
Yeah, or you getting into some type of brawl with Teo and end up getting knocked out, right? What are fans getting wrong about the matchup?
I think the fans is getting wrong about the matchup is where I'm not sleeping on that I know about Teo. Teo's a good boxer. He's boxer first. So we could say, oh, he's just going to knock you out. Or he's just going to... That's not him. He's boxing first. He's going to want to establish distance and range on the outside and try to beat me up on the outside. So I think that's the main thing. And also the biggest thing that everybody don't realize with me, I can punch. Everybody say, oh, he can't punch, and then boom, crack somebody, and then they laying down, or something may happen to where they hurt or something like that. So I think that's two big things where...
He's cautioned Teofimo that the openings he believes are there are actually traps. Stevenson presents targets on purpose, drawing opponents in the moment they commit. Those targets disappear, followed by rapid counters before they can recover their stance. Valdez compared the experience to chasing something you can't touch, making knockouts nearly impossible. When asked to choose a winner between his friend and Stevenson, Valdez didn't show bias. Instead of picking a side, he paused, labeling the matchup a fight to avoid and describing it as a strategic battle rather than a straightforward clash.
If I'm being very honest, man, it's a 50-50 fight. It's a stay away bet for me. I wouldn't bet either or, because you never know what's gonna happen on that chess game because that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be it's gonna be a chess game inside that ring.
So whoever wins this fight, who should they fight next? Somebody at 140? Should Shakur stay there? You think he stays there and facing somebody there?
Shakur's he's big for that division. He's coming from 126, but I can easily see him go to 147 and still give it.
Style-wise, is this gonna be a great fight? I don't know if it will. I mean, style-wise, I could see you having a little reservations, whether or not these guys will make for dynamite, they will make, for electricity. I don't know if they will, but I tell you what they will make for. Two skillful fighters, two talented fighters, two fighters that are at a high skill level that will compete in the sweet science. I mean, Shakur showed aggression in his last fight against Cepeda, being elusive while being aggressive, walking them down, fighting on the inside, boxing well, still being able to counter, still being able to control space, but also be able to go into tight quarters and not be afraid to show that he's good on the inside too, that he can make you miss and make you pay outside and inside. Shakur showed that. That was great. That was great, and people applaud him. I applaud him. We were sitting there, ringside. I was sitting there actually with your sister, ringside, watching that fight. And it was a terrific performance. Shakur showing that dimension, showing that attitude, showing that competitiveness, showing that dog like people like to show or like to talk about, and they wanted to see in Shakur. Well, they saw it. Teofimo showed you that he can fight inside, he can fight outside. He would have the advantage of power in this fight. One thing that I love about this fight, Bud? Shakur's very athletic, very talented. So is Teofimo. He's more explosive with power, but Teofimo is very athletic. He is very talented. You got two athletic guys, two talented guys. Again, Teofimo I would favor with the power. This is going to be interesting.
That perspective says a lot. Valdez understands that Teofimo brings explosive momentum and fight-changing power that can turn everything around in an instant. At the same time, he recognizes that raw force means nothing if there's nothing to hit. In his view, this matchup represents a battle between unpredictability and structure.
Now you see some holes in Teofimo's game. I know you don't want to give away your game plan at the kickoff press conference, but where are the weaknesses? Where are some of the weaknesses in his game?
A lot of the weaknesses is in his mental. I think it's more mental than anything. And I'm going to expose it.
If Teofimo manages to drag the fight into a wild exchange, that favors him. But Valdez also knows that Stevenson's control is nearly mechanical. He stays composed, avoids errors, and never fights on emotion. That balance is why Valdez sees the matchup as evenly split. From his perspective, Teofimo is operating on a razor's edge, where a single lapse or moment of impatience could allow Shakur to methodically break him down over 12 grueling rounds. That level of unpredictability is exactly why Valdez refuses to put his money down, even when it comes to someone he considers a friend.
Playing out, let's say, I see it starting off slow.
Okay.
And then I see as Shakur wins the first round, as Shakur wins the second round, slowly, I think Teo is going to eventually start picking it up and start imposing his will.
Right.
And then, it's just going to go from there. That's how I think it's going to go.
That's a fair assessment.
That's a fair one.
Especially for that to be his brother.
I think it's going to be close. I think it'll be closer than people think. I think it'll be closer than people think.
Good.
Hey, one thing I can say though, because I've been seeing, we've been amateur together and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Teo can fight.
Tell him that. Teo can fight.
Winning back
If
then.
you said he couldn't, you'd be lying.
Right. That's a real assessment though. I think Shakur still wins, but it's going to be closer than people think.
Teo is
nice.
a lot, man, no doubt.
Yeah, and Keyshawn, speaking of Teo, you've been vocal about your desire to fight Teofimo Lopez. And of course, I was there in Las Vegas, right, when you FaceTime Teo. Now Teo's fighting Shakur Stevenson. But do we see Keyshawn and Teo at some point?
How was Teo acting when I FaceTimed him? Since you brought it up, how was he acting?
You tell me. You tell the people.
Why do I gotta tell you?
You gotta tell him anyway.
Right.
How was he acting? How was he acting?
Hey, all I'm gonna say is he was not motivated.
Right.
He kept saying he wanted boots.
But look,
he kept saying he wanted boots.
What you asked me again? Because I wanted to answer that. What'd you say?
Yo, do we see you and Tio fight in the future?
Oh, depending on what Shakur do with him.
Hey, losing to Shakur though, that can't be a death sentence, right? We can still see Tio
It
back.
depends how bad he loses.
Oh, so you think it's gonna be bad?
Let's say he loses a competitive fight. I think that would be the most common answer is Shakur outpoints him in a very competitive fight.
Beats him.
What then? What then for you and Teo?
For the businessman, huh?
All right, cool. Okay, since you worded it like that, I don't, because I won't go say that shit.
While Valdez delivered his warning with restraint, Keshin Davis spoke far more bluntly, responding. To ongoing tension with Teofimo Lopez after being dismissed as a clout-chasing youngster, Keshin issued a clear caution saying that if Teofimo tries to overpower Shakur Stevenson, it could end badly for him, challenging the idea that Shakur is only a defensive fighter by predicting he'll start patiently, read the action, and then capitalize the moment Teofimo gets frustrated and forces the pace, walking straight into danger.
Respect, that's disrespectful. If you disrespect me on any level, we fighting then. Now, I'm gonna try to hold it together but if you disrespect me, which is what he just did, I'm not gonna ask him about what he talking about. When I get close enough, I'm finna show him what I ain't talking about. You understand where I'm coming from? So there's a difference. That's why I say you gotta know the difference from the old school and the new school. Had he said that in my day, they could not. I would tell him, listen, whatever y'all do, don't let me get close to him. Because if I get close to him, I promise you, I'm finna lay him out right now. I'll pay the fines.
So you gonna hit him with the Riddick Bowe, Larry Donald two-piece at the press conference?
Right now. You understand me? You done said that. You challenging me. You're trying me to see if I'm really a man or not. He basically trying to, little boy, you don't say it to no man. You feel me? So if a man let you say that and he don't do nothing, you feel like, he already let go. He already good. You feel me? No, you don't do that. Somebody got to listen. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. I told you I'm old school, Dre. I'm so sorry, but I promise you, I'm gonna tell him, do not let me get within 6 foot, cause I'm gonna tear his head off. That's where I'm coming from. And Tio smart, cause he trying to see where he at. You feel me?
He checking Shakur's temperature. Yeah.
He treating him like a little boy, trying to see if he gonna bite it, if he gonna let me get to him like that. You feel me?
Right.
I would have had to show him that, nah, this ain't what you think it is, brother. This is not that kind of party. So if y'all let me get close to him, I promise y'all, I'm gonna hit him. You understand where I'm coming from? This ain't even a question. I'm gonna hit him. It doesn't matter how many times I'm gonna hit him before y'all grab me. You feel me? But I'm telling you right now, if I get close to him, I'm gonna hit him. I'm just keeping it real with you. I'm keeping it real with you.
I can't breathe.
I'm just keeping it real with you.
Be a fool to think that the fighter that I'm gonna fight against is the fighter that Kambosos fought against. I think with that fight, he probably mentally wasn't fully there. And then I also heard he had some other issues going on during that time. So I know to expect the best version of Tio. Tio kind of shows up when the guys that you think is gonna beat him, that's when he shows up the most. So I'm expecting the best version of him. Expect the best version of me. And I think it's gonna be a tremendous fight. This dude is in my way. That's how I look at it. Like, same way he probably feel about me, I feel the same way about him. He's in my way. I'm chasing greatness.
But I wasn't in your way. You came up to my weight.
Yeah.
You didn't have nobody at 35.
That's true, but you the guy, bro. You the guy. You fought kings. You been the guy for years.
But you the guy
years.
on the pound for pound.
I agree. I understand.
So how am I the guy if you on the pound for pound?
But you're the guy, bro. You know you the guy, bro.
I'm Theo. Yes.
Yeah. You been the guy since, bro. You the guy. But I'm just telling you.
But I don't.
You're in my way, bro.
I don't carry it that way.
But you're in my way.
The mentality is never going to be that way.
But you're in my way. But you're in my way. So I gotta move you out my way. That's how I look at this.
Nope.
Ain't nobody taking food off my table. That's all I'm gonna say.
But I'll tell you this though.
This is a key detail that often gets missed. Shakur isn't only about defense, he's precise. What Keshin is pointing out is that Teofimo's forward pressure may actually play right into Shakur's hands, as Teofimo might see himself as the aggressor. But charging in without structure could quickly flip the roles, turning him into the one being hunted. That raises questions about Teofimo's recent behavior, his strange press moments, unpredictable interviews, and apparent disrespect. While it's easy to dismiss it as instability, some observers think it's intentional. The belief is that Teofimo understands he can't outbox Shakur in a pure technical battle, because if they meet in the center and exchange jabs, Stevenson controls that fight almost every time.